Greetings, noble viewer. Welcome back to Brothers Grimdark for, guess what? That's right, another Kill Team battle report. And the mission today is escalating hostilities. The rules are
In this mission, at the start of the second and third turning point, starting with the player who has initiative, they will remove an objective marker that is closest to their deployment zone. So it will be one of these two, and then one of these two. So by the end of the match, there will just be these two in the centre remaining. So really, it's just a case of controlling the objective. There aren't any mission actions that you need to perform on them. You just have to control them, essentially. And if we go into the equipment that we've got going on, we've got the Grey Knights and the Demons today.
Yeah, Grey Knights versus Chaos Demons, which
A very thematic.
should be a good matchup.
So what have the Demons got for their equipment?
The Demons equipment, I have Trinket of Flux, because there's not much equipment that these guys can have, the Taint ones anyway. So the Trinket of Flux is on the leader, which is this one there. And the one next to him also has a Trinket of Flux. And that basically, it replaces their, well, it doesn't replace their flame move. It increases it adds one to the damage characteristics of their ranged attack, basically. So I think it will become 4 and 5 rather than 3 and 4. And beyond that, on the left, these three guys here, they all have a ritual dagger, which doesn't replace, you can use it instead of their fists. So it's like a better melee weapon. It does 3 and 6, so 6 for crit, 3 for normal, which replaces fists. And I'm obviously running a pink horror fire team and a blue horror fire team. So I've got 8 blue horrors and 6 pink horrors. I didn't have enough pink horrors to do a full pink team, unfortunately, but the blues should be interesting because they're group activation, so that should be cool.
Right, well, for the Grey Knights, I have a fire team with a 1 Justicar. I have 6 models here now, as with the recent update, you can add an additional Grey Knight Warrior. The equipment I've gone for is true silver armour on the gunner here with the silencer, so it gives him a 2+ armour save. I've then gone with Cybolt ammunition on my leader with the hammer, which is that guy, which gives him an extra, adds 1 to the damage profile of his Stormbolter. I have gone for a Sanctic Blessing on this guy with the staff here. And finally, I've gone with a Psych Out Grenade on the Grey Knight there with the rock on his base. And that's my equipment on the Grey Knights.
Should I explain? Well, the guys that have equipment, you probably won't be able to see it from the camera, but just for the sake of knowing who has it, he's got feathers on his side, if you can see it there. Oh dear. The icon guy.
Man down.
He's so top heavy because of this massive
Yeah, it's
icon.
the biggest icon I think I've ever seen.
And the one, he's obviously holding a dagger, so he's got the ritual dagger. And out of the blue horrors, the only one with equipment is the ritual dagger, and it's the one, again, with, is that zoomed right? With the dagger. You can see the dagger anyway, even if it's not zoomed in. And the pink horrors is obviously the leader, which is the iridescent, I think he's called, with the horns. And the guy with some flame in his hand to represent his flame, which is crazy, isn't it? A flame representing flame.
So we'll roll off to see his attack and defender. We'll set up all our deployments and we'll return back after all that. Right, we rolled off a defender and attacker. I won the roll off, so I selected Adam to be the attacker, which meant I got to choose this side as my deployment. And I deployed like so with my 2 barricades here. He deployed with 2 barricades there, and all of his guys are concealed. We did the all miner engaged as well. We did the scouting options. I went for a free dash, which is this guy here who's just dashed forward.
And so did I, which is this blue boy,
which gives you the initiative. I played the Bolt of Discipline strategic ploy to shoot twice.
And I played mine first because obviously I've got initiative.
Yeah. And then you also revealed Triangulate.
Oh no, I didn't play any, sorry, that's why.
No, you didn't play any ploys. You did reveal Triangulate.
Yeah, then I revealed Triangulate.
And that's all the setup essentially, so we'll just go into the first round with the demons going first. So far, all that's happened is just a whole lot of moving. So we've got these two Grey Knights over here. We have these two here, and that third guy there with the hammer is the one. It's my activation. He is going to shoot at that demon, but we will just go through the rest of everything. The demons have all moved up.
Not all of them, but there's these two, this one, and then two here have all moved. And I've triangulated this side of the board along with the other. I've put these little tokens down. Put this side of the board too, just to indicate where I've triangulated for the sake of the video.
So he's got one VP for that, and then as it's my activation, this Grey Knight here moved and dashed, and he's going to shoot that blue horror who's out in the open.
Yeah, with a flame in the air.
And I'm going to have 4 dice looking. He's my leader as well because he's got the hammer, and which also means he's got Cybolt ammunition, which is an extra 1 damage to his Stormbolt. So it's 4 dice on a 2+, which is just all hits.
Great.
So I'm not going to reroll any of those.
So that does 4-5 damage.
Instead of 3-4, it's 4-5. Yeah.
Okay, so the demon blue horror has an amazing 6+ save. So let's go. I don't save any of them. So I assume that he dies in 2 shots because he's only got 6 wounds.
Yeah, well, it's 4-5, isn't it? So it's 4 times 4, which is 16 damage total.
So he dies, but I could spend a CP. I don't know if I have to do that before, actually, so I won't do that. Each time a shoot attack is made against a friendly operative, I can re-roll any roll of my defense dice, but I assume you've got to choose that. Yeah, when they're selected as the target, so I can't do that now. I should have done it before. But I could split. Can we pause it so I can have a look?
Yeah, pause it.
Right, after some deliberation, I think I'm just going to let him die and not split him into a brimstone, because I was thinking if I do, then Overwatch on these two, they're going to be able to shoot him again anyway. Because the only reason I do it is to stay with more APL on this point. But if he could get shot again anyway, I don't think there's much point wasting a CP on it. So yeah, that's one demon down.
Yeah, that's in my activation. I only have 1 guy left to activate, but yeah, if any more shooting happens, we'll be back. Okay, so there's been a little bit of movement happening. Not really much to...
Just a couple of blue horrors moving up.
To go into. So
one of them was him. And the other one, I don't know what the other one was, over here.
For my activation, I've moved this guy up to here, and he moved and dashed, and he's going to shoot at that blue horror there at his Stormbolter.
And I'm going to use the tactical ploy Warp Surge, which I should have used last time, but just to test it out. So I get to re-roll any or all of my defense dice, and it counts until the end of the turning point. So any shooting attack that's made against him after this, like in Overwatch, if he survives, I get to do the same thing.
So I'm going to be rolling 4 dice, looking for 3+, and it's relentless, so I can re-roll them as well. So I'm not going to re-roll any of those.
No, I don't think I'm going to survive, to be honest.
This is 3-4 damage. It's not extra like the leader.
He's got 5. He's got 6 wounds.
Okay.
Probably a bad choice to spend it on that, to be honest. Oh, I've got one save.
And they're all crits when you save them, aren't they?
I don't know.
Does he have a 5+ invuln?
No, he's got 6+ invuln.
Oh, okay.
It's the things that have 5+.
So he'd block the crit, but he'd take 9 damage from the normals.
Yeah, that would kill him. I could spend another CP on split again. That'll take me down to 1 CP, which means I have 2 next turn.
You want me to pause this?
No, I'm not going to do it, I don't think.
Sure?
Yeah. Carry on.
Well, basically that means that blue horror has died, and that's the end of all my activations. I've only got Overwatch left, so. The demons finished doing all their movements, as you can see.
Couldn't move much further up because of the too much open space for Overwatch. Was intimidating with a 5+6+ save.
Yeah, so essentially the Grey Knights have scored 1 VP for each objective, so they get 4 VP. The Demons will get 2, and they get 1 for triangulate as well. We'll now roll for initiative.
Is that a 1?
That is a 1.
I also rolled a 1, so you... I mean, you get it?
I get it because you had it last time,
Yeah.
didn't you? Yeah. So I get initiative, which means I have to pick first which objective to remove, and I will be picking this one here, number 5.
Number 5, so I'll remove that for you.
Which one are you going to remove?
I'm going to remove number 1, this one.
Okay. And we're just going to go and we'll both gain a CP.
Yep, so
on those dice.
It's always the last one that you get to, isn't it, when you...
And we'll go through the strategy phase. Okay, so I played a strategic ploy bot discipline, which took me down to 2 CP, and what did you play?
I played Glistening Barrage, which, until the end of the turning point, any ranged weapons that any Siege Demons have, which is everyone on my team, their weapons gain the Ceaseless special rule, so I can reroll 1s, I think that is,
And
on their flame attacks.
I didn't reveal any more attack ops, but you revealed Overrun as another one of your attack ops.
Okay.
So, and for my first activation, I'm activating this guy on here, who is going to make a shooting attack at the pink horror there, and the blue horror by using the Fusillade ability of the silencer. I'm going to put 4 attacks on the pink horror, which is what we're going to do first, and then 2 on the blue horror.
So that rule is just splitting it between... that he's the target, isn't he, I think, originally?
Yeah, he's the target.
So anyone within circle...
Who is a valid target.
Yeah, well, it doesn't really matter about... It doesn't actually say that, it just says anyone within circle.
It says valid target. That's why I chose that's why I went for the pink horror instead of the blue horror. Because from the pink horror's perspective, the blue horror is a valid target. But from the blue horror's perspective...
Is it not valid target from the guy shooting rather than the...
Oh, if it's from the guy shooting, then it's okay either way. I thought it was like a blast type thing. That's what I was thinking of it as. I think either way, the valid target.
Attack between valid targets within circle of the original. I think it's
from
valid
the
target from his point of view. Yeah. So.
What does it say within the original target?
It says valid targets within circle of the original target.
Yeah,
so I assume it's anyone.
So it's a valid target from that pink horror because he's the original target.
Yeah, they're both valid targets.
Yeah.
I'm not contesting that. I just mean that just for rule clarity, I think it's valid target from the perspective of the Grey Knight shooting rather than the target.
No, I actually think it's from him because it says from the original target, doesn't it? And him,
No,
pink horror being the original target.
Targets within circle of the original target. It doesn't say from, because some rules are from the person being shot.
Yeah, as in within circle of him.
I'll show you afterwards. But yeah,
it's 4 dice looking for 3+ against the pink horror.
That one counts.
That wasn't a crit. That was just a 3. That's just been knocked to her. So it's just 3 hits.
So this is a pinky, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I need 5+ saves. Come on, pink. I've changed my dice so the symbol is a 1 on these, but I hope you won't see any of them. 1 save.
Which is 6 damage you'll take.
Oh, so he's not dead. We've got two wounds left. That's a miracle. He's injured though. So then it's on to the next.
So then it's 2 attacks on the blue horror. It's 2 hits.
So this is 6+. No, I don't make any of them.
So that will be 6 damage.
Which is all of his... Should I re-roll one of them to try and save him?
I don't know, you're looking for a 6+, aren't
I'm
you?
not gonna, he's dead. 6 wounds, so he's out.
And because he's died, I will Yu-Gi-Oh card reveal
My trap card.
the Deadly Marksman. Trap card, Deadly Marksman.
Are you within square of your drop zone?
I am, yeah.
Cool.
And he's just going to stay exactly where he is. And that's the end of my guy's activation.
Okay, so for my first activation of this turning point, I'm going to activate the guy who just got shot. And he's going to changes order to engage, and he's going to shoot the Grey Knight.
This guy.
Oh no, this guy.
This
Sorry,
guy,
yeah, this one. Yeah. So it's going to be -1 because he's injured. So it's going to be 4+. 4 dice, 4+.
And it's ceaseless. You should reroll all ones.
It's ceaseless. Yeah. So reroll ones. Which is good because I get 2. That's pretty good though. Crit and a normal there so far. So no, 2 misses and a crit and a normal.
So I'll just retain 1 for cover, and I'll roll the other 2. Getting a 1. So how much damage are they?
3 and 4.
I think I'll CP reroll that 1. Wait,
that was a 6.
That was a 6.
Yeah.
So yeah, my bad. That was a critical save, so I'm fine. I'm getting confused with yours and mine. Yeah, take back the reroll.
Ones. You need to just use the same dice.
Yeah, I'll take back the
reroll CP thing.
Is he going to do anything else, that guy?
Yeah, but we don't need to film it because I don't know what I'm doing yet.
Right, okay. For my activation, I moved and dashed the Grey Knight on top of here, and he's going to throw...
Well, you did a dash first, then a...
Yeah, a dash, then a move to get onto there, and he's going to throw his Psych Out grenade onto the guy with the icon. We're not too sure about this, the blast rule, whether this blue horror, who is within circle of him, and so is that guy there, so we're literally going to do this attack on those 2 in the centre, because we're not...
Yeah, the horn guy and the icon guy. So let us know about what the blast rule you think should apply to this is.
Yeah, would that actually hit all 4 from the icon's perspective, or is he concealed even though he's within circle of him, and is he concealed because of the case? We're not sure, so it's just going to be these 2. And the cost it to Psych Out grenade, it's going to be a 3/5 damage profile and lethal 5+ instead of the usual profile. So we'll start on the icon bearer, which is 4 dice, looking for 3+. That's good for you, that, isn't it? 2 ones.
Very good for me, yeah.
So just 2 crits basically, because it's lethal 5+.
So yeah, that's not that good.
Yeah, it's actually not that great, is
it? So it's 3 dice, 5+ saves.
Those are 5 damage each though, so all you need to do is block 1 to survive.
Which I do.
Yeah. So you take 5 damage. The icon.
Let me just sort out the dice for his damage. So how much did he take? 5.
He took 5, yeah.
It takes him down 8 to 3, 6 and 8. I've got a dice that's not 8-sided in my hand. Yeah, great.
Well, we can remember, can't we? We'll just roll for the next one.
Yeah, roll for the next one.
So another 4 dice, 3+. And that's 2 crits and 2 normal hits.
So this is the horn blower. Oh, take that away. 5+ again. So 2 normal saves.
So you blocked 2 normals, but there's 2 crits there. So it's 10 damage. So we'll die, won't he? Unless you...
You will. I'm not going to re-roll, I don't think, because it's unlikely I'm going to get. But I'll spend 2 CP to split the horn blower into 2 blue horrors.
Okay.
So according to the rules, they're not in I can't put them in engagement range, obviously, but I think it only applies if they are in engagement range. So
I think it's within engagement range of the guy who dies, isn't it? Yeah.
Alright, before the pink horror operative was removed from the kill zone, set up 2 blue horror operatives as close as possible with the operative and not within engagement range. So I have to do that before we remove him.
Okay. Well, so that's over anyway. That's his activation finished. And yeah.
So next demon activation. Changed his order to engage, and he's going to shoot the Grey Knight on top of there with his fizzing flames. Sorry. So that's 4 attacks, 4+, and it's 2 and 3 damage.
Wow.
That's not bad. It's a shame it's only 3 damage a crit.
We've got 3 dice looking for...
I get the ceaseless as well, so I can re-roll that.
Alright.
So you take. Do you want to re-roll any of them?
Well, how much is that? 2, 3?
4 and 6, so 10 in total.
Right. I don't think so. No, I'll re-roll one.
So you get 1 save.
Yeah.
So that's 6, 7, 8 in total.
Okay, so I think he has 2 wounds left after that.
And then I'm going to move him across to behind the heavy terrain there. And then I'm going to do the same with that one. I'm going to shoot the same guy. So I'll just move him away. I'm not moving forward actually. He's going to move. I'll just move him back there. He'll move up to there. There actually. Causing a right problem. And then him, I'm going to shoot and do the same thing. So again, 4 dice, 4 plus. Didn't get any 1, so I can't re-roll, but got 3 hits. Not bad. So 2, 4, 6. You block 1, so it's 4. You take. So I think that means he's dead in total.
Yeah, he's dead.
Okay, can roll. Move you the blue horror. That's the end of this activation.
For my activation, I'm going to activate this Grey Knight here. I'm just going to move to this position and he's going to take a shot at the pink horror over here. It's going to be 4 shots, looking for 3 plus. And I can re-roll these 2.
Yeah, boy.
The terrible rolls continue after those horrible saves. For the
So, he's in here with 5 plus. Yep. So, save them both.
Right. And then I'll use my bolt of discipline to shoot again.
Mm-hmm.
Those rerolls just aren't coming 2 crits in a hit.
So again, 5 plus. No.
So that'll be 8, 9, 10, 11 damage. And that's his activation over. On to you.
So my next activation, I've activated the blue horror from here, and he's done a normal move to there. And I'm gonna shoot that Grey Knight with his fizzing flames. So it's 4 plus, 4 attacks. I get to re-roll those, which is a good job, really. 2 misses. A crit and a miss.
I'll retain 1. So I'll block it.
Yep. Okay, so then I'll do the same with, well, not do the same, I need to move him. So do you want to pause it so I can get the move? The next one moved up, and he's going to shoot the same guy.
Sorry.
So let's re-roll that one. So 3 hits.
So I'll keep 1. Save more. Just on to my activation next, isn't it? Right. For my activation, I'm going to move my guy up to there, move and dash, and then my last APL, I'm going to shoot at that guy there. I'm going to have 4 dice, can fall 3 plus. To reroll those. 2 crits and 2 hits. What's the save?
Dead.
So you block 1, yeah. then that'll mean I'll reveal the Headhunter and get 2 VP for it, 'cause it's in the second turning point. So for the demons, the icon bearer just activated his icon and stayed where he was. And for my activation, this guy here, my leader, is going to fight the pink horror, and then he's going to shoot one of the blue horrors. So the fight is with his hammer, 5 dice, looking for 3+. If he hits any of them, which he almost doesn't, he hit 1, so he's dead. That's insane. And then he's going to use his Storm Bolter, which is 4 shots, looking for 2+ at one of those, at that guy right there behind the barricade. It's just that's 4 normal hits. Is that 2 saves?
Yep.
So it's because it's the special ammunition. It's yeah. And then I think for his last activation, I'm just going to move him to that.
Activated my remaining pink horror and changed his order to engage, and I'm going to shoot the leader. He's got the demon hammer. So 4 attacks, 3+. Rerolling 1s. So 4 hits.
So I'll retain 1 for cover. So I take 1 of them.
3 damage.
Takes him down to 9 wounds. Is he staying there, that pink horror, or are you going to move him after?
No, I'm going to move him.
Okay. The pink horror from the last activation moved up to there, and then for mine, had a Grey Knight on this objective here, who I've moved to there, and he's going to shoot twice, shoot the blue horror, and then shoot that pink horror. It's 4 dice, looking for 3+. It's 3 crits.
So he's dead. Pointless rolling.
And then I'll do the same for the pink one. Just 1 crit and those all misses, like 3 roll them. Crit and 2 hits.
He's got 4+ in them because he's near the icon anyway.
Yep. So he blocks 2 normals, takes the crit, which is 4 damage on the pink. And he's going to stay there.
Next activation for demons, I've activated 2 blue horrors, and the initial one charged and then didn't do anything. And the second one, who was inside this container, charged from there to there, and he's going to attack the Grey Knight. And he's the blue horror who has the ritual dagger equipment. So his attack profile is different. And instead of being a 4+, he's going to get a boost to that because of his other blue horror compadre. So it's going to be 3 attacks, and it's going to be 3+ and balanced. What's balanced?
That's you get to reroll 1 dice.
Roll 1 dice. Okay, cool. So let's see how this goes. 3 attacks, 3+. Oh.
So you could reroll 1 if you really wanted to.
Probably shouldn't, I don't think.
I've got 5 dice, 3+.
Actually, I'm not going to reroll 1. Let's get a 6.
I mean, I can just do mine. It's 5 dice, 3+. And can reroll fails, thank God. Because really, we're supposed to roll them at the same time, so you can reroll your dice if you want to. I'll do 4 or 5 damage, by the way.
Yeah,
Do you want to pause?
I'm going to die anyway, but yeah, we'll pause it. Okay, so I'm going to use my crit to hit the Grey Knight with.
Then I'll crit for 5.
And then I will hit. Second one, and then I'll be killed.
Yeah, and then I'll kill you.
So the crit does 6, and the normal does 3.
On me?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's more than I thought. Yeah, so that's 9 damage. I've got 2 wounds left then.
Yeah, crit's a 6.
Onto my activation, it's just my Overwatch now. So I'm going to Overwatch with my leader here, the Stormbolter. He's going to shoot at the pink horror there with 4 wounds. He's going to be -1 for Overwatch, so instead of 2+, it'll be 3+ to hit. 4 hits.
He's got a 4+ save because of the icon.
I think you're probably just dead anyway because his damage is increased to 4/5, isn't it? So, yeah.
Yep.
So that pink horror dies, and that's my Overwatch over.
Enough CP to
split.
Yeah, it's a shame. Final activation for Demons, my last blue horror. Changed his order to engage, and he charged the Grey Knight through the container. So it's just going to be using his fists. It's going to go from a 5+ to a 4+, 3 attacks. If I get a hit, he is dead. So hopefully.
Yep.
I'm critting an army.
No. Poor Grey Knight.
Getting the Wenge.
Did all that training only to die to a blue horror?
The other one was killed by a blue horror as well, wasn't it? I've not killed any with a pink horror this.
No, it's been all blue horrors. So that's the end of that turning point, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we'll roll for initiative.
You get 6. I get a 1.
Grey Knight initiative again. And that means I choose to obviously remove this one.
Yeah, and I've got to remove mine as well.
Which now means that these objectives are now worth 2 each for the next couple of turning points.
Got a feeling there's probably going to be one more turning point though, based on.
And we'll both score 1.
Casualties.
We will both score 1 point for controlling each of those. Start turning point 3. I chose to play the strategic ploy, Bolt Discipline, leaving me with 1 CP remaining. And my first activation is going to be this guy here, and he's going to shoot the blue horror, who is further at the back there, so you can't quite see the one at the front.
I didn't do any ploys or anything, didn't do any strategic ploys for the Demons.
Going to put all of the shots into him. So it's going to be 6 shots, looking for 3+. Pretty bad.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. Obviously got BD though.
So, crit and a hit.
Oh no, you can't use Bolt Discipline on him.
No, I can't. That's why I was saying I should probably put it on.
It's 6+ in vulnerable save on the blue.
Yeah.
Save 1. So I'll block the crit. How much is the normal?
It's only 3.
So he survived.
Yeah.
Half health. That's crazy.
It's a bad choice for my marksman, I think, this guy. I'm going to leave him there because I do need to try and kill 1 person with him. And then it's on to your activation.
Yep.
So the demons moved up.
I moved
those 2.
2 group activation guys. Changed their order to conceal. Yeah, so there.
And I moved my leader from there to there, and he's going to start by first shooting that guy, and then he's going to shoot the other blue horror.
Yeah.
So I'll start off shooting that guy in the boxes. So it's 4 dice, looking for 2+. 4 normal hits.
3 dice, looking for 6+. Didn't get any.
So he's dead.
And
then the other blue horror is not on the box.
Remove him.
It's crit and 3 hits.
So he's probably dead. Yep, didn't save any of them. So what I'll do is I will, before removing them, I'll remove him anyway, but I'm going to spend a CP on split to bring a Brimstone Horror Boy in.
Brimstone.
Let me just read the rule for where I need to put him.
He is now done.
As close as possible to the operative. So just replace that one on there. He's going to go there. And he had a ready.
Yeah.
So he keeps that order.
Right, well, your activation next. Up until this point, I've personally moved my guy up to here, and then obviously my previous turn, I moved this guy up and I shot 2 blue horrors. And then you had the Brimstone.
I moved the Brimstone onto that point and changed his order to conceal as well. And now, then you moved someone, and now I'm moving my icon bearer. He's moved around there, but just for the sake, I've moved him. But before I move him, he's going to shoot him
with that guy.
But yeah, so imagine he's not moved there yet. He's going to be there after I shoot, just to make it a bit clearer. So he's got 4 attacks, and it's going to be 4+ because he's injured. So he's got a crit and a norm.
I've got 3 dice looking for a 3+. Just 1. I'll take a crit.
Crit, which is a huge 4 damage.
So that takes him down to, my guy down to 5 wounds, and he'll be wounded now as well.
Yeah, that's the end of... I'll change his order to flip.
I've got 1 more activation.
Yep.
Which is, I may as well just do it now.
Okay.
It's just going to be a move and a dash with this guy. I'll just move that. Moving a dash to there.
Is he staying engaged?
Yep. And that's the end of turning point 3. So roll for Anish. Anish. Oh my god.
So unfair, man.
So you need a 6 to get it.
No.
So it was mine again. And, well, we get a CP.
Yep. Reset the orders and do any ops we need to, attack ops and stuff, street ploys.
Yeah, I'll just go over. I know what I'm going to do. I'm just literally going to play Bolt of Discipline again.
Okay.
Because why not? And I'm also going to play. What's the name of that ploy? Tide of Celerity, which gives me an extra triangle onto my charge distance.
Okay.
So that'll be all my CP gone for that. All my attack ops are revealed. Execution, which I'll score the second VP for. So I'll have 3 rounds where I've killed more.
Yep.
Headhunter's already revealed. Marksman's revealed, but I still need to get 1 more kill with this guy to actually get the full VP.
I'm not going to do any strategic ploys. I need my CP for...
So is that you back up to 1 or do you go to 2?
Back up to 1.
Back up to 1.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're really revealing any more attack ops?
No.
Okay. So I'll just get on to my first activation. So for my first activation, my last chance to get Deadly Marksman with this guy, he is going to put all of his shots into that guy, which is 6 shots, looking for 3+.
6 shots, man. Okay.
So that was actually a hit, that one. So it's a crit and 4 hits. It's 3/4 damage.
There's no point spending any on warp surge this time. So yeah, 3 defense dice. 5+.
So you block the crit and normal.
But I'm dead anyway. I only got 3 wounds.
Yeah, it'd be 9 damage. So
yeah, it's a good save though. It's a shame.
So now I just need to keep that guy alive.
Did we mark our points for the last?
Yeah, I know what's going on there. We both got 2 each for that. Now I'll just, I think I'll just dash him. Why do that? Yeah, I mean, why not? Just dash him to there. For no other reason than to use APL. So there you go.
Okay, so Demon's first turn. activated the blue horrors, so the group activation. The first one, he did a normal move to there, which brings him within square of this board edge, and he used his last APL to triangulate this side of the board, which scores me the second point for that tack up. The second one, he remained where he was and spent his 2 APL to plant his beacon there. So I've obviously revealed plant signal beacon as my other tack up. And what I'm also going to do is I'm going to spend a CP on ephemeral regeneration on this blue horror who's at half wounds. So that's going to take my last CP, and he's going to regain 2 D3 lost wounds. So I don't think I have a D3, so I just use D6 and half like we normally do. So let's see. So he regains 5 lost wounds, which brings him back up to... Oh no, he regains 6.
So
So that brings him back up to his full woundage. That's like the maximum you can regain, isn't it?
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
It's my go now, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the end of my activation.
Great. For my activation, my Grey Knight Warrior with the warding stave there, who had a Sanctic Blessing, he activated his Sanctic Blessing to use Hammer Hand for free, which means the first attack in close combat gets 1 extra damage, and he's then charged, and he's going to fight that brimstone thing there. So he's got 5 dice, looking for 3+.
You missed one.
Yeah.
That's probably going to cost you your life.
How many wounds does he have, that brimstone?
5.
He's just dead then.
Well, do you want to see if I can hit you? If I would have.
Well, you can try. How many dice?
2. 5+.
Poor brimstone.
Oh, did you get a crit?
He got a crit.
So, yeah,
But I'll hit him with a crit, which is 5 plus 1 for hammer hand, which is 6. So he's
extinguished.
And then with my last APL, he is going to use his Storm Bolter to shoot at that blue horror there.
Mm-hmm.
It's 4 dice, looking for 3+.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. That Relentless is just ridiculous. So you block a crit, and you take 4 and 3, which is 7.
Yeah, which unfortunately kills him. I shouldn't have spent that CP. I should have just transformed him into a brimstone.
I don't think and none of this really matters now, does it?
No, it's pretty much end of story.
And then you've got no one left to use there, have you?
No, that's the end of
So I'll just do the rest of my activation. So this guy, I'll just move him so he's on there.
Mm-hmm.
And then that guy, well, I'll just leave him there, not even move him.
So that's the end of the game. We'll
top up all the scores.
top everything up, and then we'll come back for the post-game, the debriefing. The debrief. I always call it something different every time. Welcome to the post-battle breakdown. This is the part of the video where we talk about how the game went, what went wrong, what went well for us.
And we tell you the scores,
which are...
And unsurprising, as we suspected, 17 points total for the Grey Knights.
To who, sorry? Who got 17 points?
The Grey Knights.
Oh, you mean the Grey Knights who are playing against the Chaos Demons?
Yeah.
Oh, right, they won, you're saying?
Yeah, big surprise.
Oh, right, yeah, that is a shock. I'm surprised the Chaos Demons, who have a disadvantage against Grey Knights, lost. Anyway, jokes aside, what...
The Grey Knights had 17.
I say it's a joke, but I am actually incredibly bitter that I lost.
The Demons had 9. The Grey Knights scored a total of 11 points for the primary objective, and they scored all their tack ops, which was Headhunter, Execution, and Deadly Marksman, which is the perfect tack ops to take against Demons, because they're squishy when you shoot them. Demons,
I took Recon rather than Security, and I managed to get 2 points on Triangulate and 2 points on what is it, Plant Signal Beacon, I think it's called.
Yeah,
Plant Signal Beacon. So I got both of those. Overrun, I didn't manage to get because after I declared it, I just started losing guys left and right, and I just got pushed to the far side of the board. So yeah, but I scored Plant Signal Beacon the last turn, which I was quite chuffed with. But if I didn't, it would have been even worse. I would have got
If you manage to get on some of the objectives, I guess, but it's easy to say than obviously getting shot twice by stormbolters that can.
I could have gotten the objectives, but yeah, I would have just been taken off them instantly.
Re-roll all the misses on storm. I think have I ever played Grey Knights against you before?
Generally, yeah, not on
here, have I?
No.
So we've mentioned Grey Knights before. When we've played together, it's just that the stormbolters with the re-rolls and the falchions with the re-rolls are just. Well, they're just brutal. It's just absolutely brutal, really.
Yeah, it's like the normal bolter discipline is powerful anyway, but when you've got relentless re-rolls and you get an extra shot, do you get an extra shot with stormbolters, or is it just 4 shots?
It's 4 shots.
Oh, is it? Well, never mind that then. But still, the re-rolls makes it just devastating. And yeah, just having melee and shooting with every guy on its own, apart from the heavy guy. You don't need to take a heavy though, do you? You could just take a...
No, I think most of the time you're better off taking just another warrior with a stormbolter and just a power weapon and one of the weapons, because the stormbolters can re-roll the misses and you can shoot twice with them if you want to. Like on this one, for example, I would probably be better off getting rid of my heavy gunner, replace it with the guy with the stormbolter, and just using him as the marksman and shooting twice.
Yeah,
because I think that's just more effective. I guess there is a case where you might want to use I think it's the Psy Cannon, which has a higher damage profile. But yeah, I mean, there's not much to say about Grey Knights other than
they're powerful anyway. But with the addition of
another guy,
another
guy is just.
Because we played. The last video we made was the one with Deathwatch versus who was it against again?
Tyranids.
Deathwatch versus Tyranids. If you watch that one, we didn't know if it was like if Space Marines were going to be much better with the extra guy. We knew that the Deathwatch were better from that game. But out of the Space Marine teams, if you're going to play Space Marines, you should probably play Deathwatch or Grey Knights, because they're the best ones. You've got more melee options with Deathwatch, and you've got the gun choices. But
just better melee.
They're just better generally. But they were weak before because they had one less guy. But since the addition of the extra guy, it's completely changed the dynamic of the teams, I think, and they've become a lot stronger.
You have that one guy that you could lose and say like, all right, I'm still all right. But whereas before, if you had 5 guys and you lost one, you're like, oh well, this is pretty bad now, especially if it's early in the game.
And it's just extra shooting, extra melee in this case. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see the other Space Marine teams, see how good they are, but we think that by adding an extra person to the Space Marine team, Death Guard are going to be like, I can't wait to see how they're doing.
I'm not looking forward to playing against Death Guard with an extra guy at all. I think, especially playing against Demons with something like Grey Knights, you don't need to. You just go all engage, because why wouldn't you? There's no no threat of an AP weapon blasting you not got a plasma rifle, waiting around a corner for you just to melt one guy down. You're pretty much good to go. Just move around the board, dominate. Like
the engage orders made me like it did affect my decision making, because I didn't want to put them out in the open because I'd just get picked off the board, and I didn't want to change to engage myself because I could shoot you with basically a bolter profile, which is pretty good for the pink horrors, but once I was engaged, I could just be shot, and then if I get shot on a 5+ or 6+ invulnerable save, it's just not enough. I'm just going to die. So I was trying to remain concealed, and then I realised that I'm going to have to do some damage if I want to do something, and I managed to kill one of his guys with the blue horrors, but...
You did too with the blue horrors, didn't you?
Yeah, and I think this is the first time I've played Chaos Demons, and I've got some bloodletters that I haven't built or painted yet. And I was originally just going to use pink horrors, but you only get 10 in a box, and you need 6 per fire team, so 2 fire teams would be 12. So I had some blue horrors as well, so I did a fire team with blue and pink, and you end up with more people, and I thought it might be alright, and it was, but just against Grey Knights, it's not. I didn't think I stood a chance, to be honest, against the Grey Knights in any way. The blue horrors were good. The group activation on the blue horrors is great, because you can coordinate them, you can get onto points, and you've got 4 APL. And also the split, that's really good, because if you've got a pink horror who gets killed on a point, like on an objective, You can remove your guy who's got 8 wounds. You can bring 2 blue horrors in who have 6 wounds each. Sorry, so you end up swapping your wounds for 12 wounds, and you get 4 APL out of those 2. So you could end up, if that point's contested, you could end up controlling that point because you've been killed. So that's really cool. But then from blue, you split it into a brimstone horror, which is terrible. They can only move 2 circle, and they only have 2 defense dice.
On the other side of that, if let's say you've got a point that you're controlling, and one of your blue horrors gets shot, and you use your thing to get a brimstone, you can maintain control, can't you?
Yeah, it is a really good.
I just think, when we went into this, we sort of expected that Grey Knights were going to win, but we thought it'd be a cool little thematic type battle, Grey Knights versus Demons.
Yeah, that psych out grenade is really powerful. If you'd have had loads of those, it would have been devastating.
Yeah.
And it's also trying to figure out for me how to play this team using the horn and the icon properly, because the icon increases your invulnerable save on the pinks by 1, which is good, and the horn increases their movement by triangle, but trying to keep them together is difficult. So
when
I think
potential psych out grenades.
Yeah, when there's grenades, or even when there's just bolt of discipline, like relentless weapons out there, it's hard to do anything. I think I'll play with them more, and against different teams it might be better. But I had fun playing them. They're a fun team, and it was interesting doing it for the first time. Their equipment's cool. I think the equipment is probably the crucial thing for making them stronger, because you can increase their ranged attack, or you can make their melee better.
But yeah, we were saying as well, we think it. The update or the balance update they did, where they made it for Necrons, where it doesn't cost you any CP to use the reanimation protocol. I think doing the same thing for the splitting CPs of the demons, like the one that costs 2 CP to split a pink horror, seems just way too expensive. If that was free, I don't think it would be overpowered, and I don't think it would be overpowered to be able to split a blue horror into a brimstone for free. It's once per turning point on a pink and a blue horror, who I don't think it'd be that overpowered.
So yeah, you couldn't do a pink and a blue in the same turn. It's one or the other, isn't it?
Is it? I thought they were 2 separate CPs.
No, it's the same.
It's the same ploy.
It's the same ploy.
But it costs you 2.
Yeah, you choose a
pink,
different.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think using that makes it even more, like using just that once per turning point, splitting a pink into 2. I don't think it's overpowered.
And it's not necessarily going to happen, is it either? So it's not like you're always going to do it. It's only if one of your guys dies. So yeah, that would be cool if they did that every turn. I can see why it's 2 CP, because you get more APL and you get more wounds. But at the same time,
they're weak models.
They're weaker, yeah, they're much weaker. What else? We talked about the Space Marines and how they're
I think that's completely changed. More to
I mean, I obviously lost, but I did better than I thought I would. Like getting 9 points isn't bad considering it's the first time I played them. I'll have to try pink horrors with corn demons to see how they are. I thought it was probably best to keep the same chaos demon, like the same chaos god demons together, because of the strategic ploys. I didn't want to use too many CP on a corn ploy and a taint ploy, and then not have enough for split and for the other things.
Maybe if the terrain was different as well, with a bit more cover on those 2 center objectives, it might have been different.
Yeah, I think that the board probably did affect it, the terrain layout, because there was a lot of open spaces. But if you have too many enclosed spaces, that just changes it to being that you can't really play on it, and it would mean that the Grey Knights couldn't use their guns properly. So it's gonna be tilted one way, anytime, anyway.
It's one thing we hate doing. It's setting up terrain.
Yeah, it's the worst. The worst part for us, because it's like, oh, do you want to do it? I did it last time. Okay, well, how should I set it up then? And it takes ages, and then when we set it up, the other person's like, oh, well, maybe we should do it this way instead. Like, well, why didn't you? Why didn't you?
You're trying to balance it whilst also making like one side slightly more defensive because of the whole defense attack thing. And it's just the right pain. Really.
It's boring, and it's not the best part.
And sometimes you don't get it right. Like, I don't think this was the best one. Like you say,
I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think it was more. It's the terrain layout combined with the matchup, and if the matchup is kind of uneven, which this one I think is.
Yeah,
Especially with the new
Grey
update as well.
I think Grey Knight's definitely way above Demons in terms of how powerful they are. So
yeah.
plus the fact there was lots of sight lines to go on, and your Demons don't shoot that much. Yeah.
I mean, I could have done. I just didn't want to because of the map. But yeah, let us know what you thought of the game. What you thought. If we did anything wrong, let us know as well, because we do make mistakes sometimes.
No, we never make mistakes.
Yeah, everything's always right.
What we do is the truth.
If you think it's wrong, then you're wrong. But yeah, let us know what you think in the comments. Give it a like if you liked it, if you've made it this far. We do appreciate any comments and likes we get, and we appreciate you watching as well. It makes us want to make more, and we're going to keep making more anyway, but it gives us that extra kick up the arse to want to make more.
Well,
let us know.
Sometimes other stuff gets in the way, doesn't it? Like,
yeah, life gets in the way.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think of the Demons. If you play Demons, let us know which fire teams you use. And I think, yeah, let us know about this. What you think of the Space Marine update. Get an extra guy if you play. Not many people play Space Marines anymore, and those that do think that Death Watch are terrible, and they don't really talk about Grey Knights really. So let us know if you play them, if you've seen a big difference with the extra guy. And that's the end of the video. So thank you for watching.
Yep. Cheers.
Thanks for watching BGD.
Bye.
Bye.